Anxiety can happen to the best of us, sometimes at the worst of times. Totally not your fault. Sometimes that's how things are. And if you happen to be an individual who struggles with kind of long term or maybe nagging anxiety, that can be a pretty heavy burden to bear. So, today we're going to do a special session specifically for this issue, which should hopefully help lighten the load. Hello, fabulous. I hope today is treating you kindly. And if it isn't, I'm hoping that today's session will be able to help you with that. So you might recall, those of you who've been with me a few times, welcome back. Those of you who are brand new, hi, welcome. Good to see you. So I did a video recently about my own experience with some pretty significant anxiety. And I said I would follow up with a special Reiki session for that. So I want to be sure that we make that happen for you. But before we get into that, if you would be so kind as to please like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you can stay up to date on all my content. That way you'll know when new stuff's coming out. Also, be sure to comment down in the comment section below. Let me know how these sessions are helping you and what specifically you may be interested in working on, and we can absolutely create a session for that. So, as you may recall, those of you who've been with me for a minute, I had a really rough day not too long ago, and I was not in a headspace to be able to do some Reiki around that, but today I am. And so I have some lovely little oily friends to help us out. I have the Peace Roller Bottle. This is the Reassuring Blend. Put that all on for my benefit and yours. And then I have two other oils. These are both neat, so not diluted. I have Spearmint, which, oh, so yummy. So this, I believe, is the oil of confidence. And then I have Bergamot, which is a lovely, delicious citrus. It's a very kind of light, almost grapefruity kind of smell. And this is the oil of courage. So when we're having anxiety, who doesn't need a little extra courage and confidence? Because remember, we can do stuff afraid or anxious. We can feel all the feels and do it anyway. So, smells so good. I love that combination together. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and allow those eyes to close. Find yourself a nice, comfortable position to fully relax the body. Let's take a few deep, slow breaths in and release, allowing your body to melt into the surface you're resting on. Let's take a quick inventory from head to toe, noticing any areas of discomfort or tension, any areas in the body that need a little bit of extra love and support. If you've identified any areas within you that could use a little extra energy today, a little extra love and kindness, feel free to place those hands as is accessible to you over that area of the body. Otherwise, you can place the hands, maybe palms facing up or resting gently in your lap, and just allow your body to absorb the energy it needs, where it needs it, as it needs it, as we go through this experience together. If at any point you feel overwhelmed or need a bit of a break, I'd like to invite you to bring your focus to the center of the forehead, that space right in between the eyebrows, and just notice the air on your skin. Just notice that point on the body. It'll help you begin to reconnect to yourself in a way that feels safe and aligned. I'd like to invite you to experience a time, a memory, where you felt overwhelmed, anxious, maybe even exhausted with the burden of that experience. I know it's uncomfortable, We won't be here long. I'd just like to invite you to notice the sensations in your body. What does your body tell you? What messages does it send when you experience anxiety? If you haven't paid attention to that before, it's okay. There's no judgment. We're just noticing now. We're giving our body the opportunity to communicate with us freely in a safe environment so that we can begin to notice the signals that it's sending when we feel anxious. Doing this in a safe and fully supported environment will help us to become more familiar with the sensations rather than pushing them away, rather than telling them they're not welcome, or giving them a space for full expression as a kindness to ourselves, just to bring awareness to the things that we feel in these anxious moments. I know that it can be very uncomfortable. I know that when I have anxiety, my mind begins to race, I feel fidgety, I feel a tightness in my chest and my stomach, and especially in my throat. I feel my shoulders begin to creep up towards my ears, and every muscle in my body feels very tense. We're just going to notice these sensations and just sit with them for a moment. I know it's uncomfortable, and I know that you can do this. You have done far more challenging things than sit for a few moments with anxiety. I know it's hard, and you are so brave for sitting here with this. Really allow that experience, whatever's come to mind recently, or maybe that comes to mind often, that makes you feel anxious. Just notice that sensation in your body. Notice the thoughts. Notice the emotional response. Just notice. Hold space for yourself to just notice. With reserved judgment, meaning that we are allowing ourselves to feel what we feel, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's not nice, even when we don't like it. We're giving ourselves freedom and permission to feel what is natural to feel with those experiences of anxiety, even in the discomfort, even in the pain, even in the freakouts, even in all of that. We're showing up for ourselves. This is the kindest thing we can do. Be present. Be aware. Be willing to learn. Be willing to be supported, not just by others and by all that is, but especially by yourself. You deserve to be companioned and to feel loved and supported, regardless of what you're going through. You are so worthy. And now that you've identified what this anxiety feels like in your body, this extreme sensation of just worry and fear and concern, allow yourself to breathe in as deep as you can. Really fill the volume of the lower portion of the lungs. Push that belly out. No one's watching. No one's judging. And breathe out. Do this a few more times. Breathe in as deep as you can. And as you breathe out, make a little bit of an audible noise, allowing all that tension to begin to release with the breath. Notice as you do that big exhale for as long as you can breathe out. Notice notice the shoulders drop away from the ears. Notice the tension that begins to melt from the body. If it supports you, especially if those feelings are really intense, you can place your hands on either side of the head. So you can place one hand on the forehead, one hand on the back of the head, and just invite the blood flow that is currently sitting in your limbic system, that middle of your brain that manages your emotions. Just invite that blood flow to move back into the neocortex, the judgment part of the brain, the advanced planning, judgment, thinking part of the brain. Just invite that blood flow that was temporarily hijacked by those emotions, that experience of anxiety. Just let it settle back. Let your brain realign with that ability to think clearly, to focus, to make judgments based on the information in front of you. Even though we know decisions are very much emotionally influenced, we can allow ourselves space, a little tiny bit of separation from that emotional experience, so that we can make decisions based on whatever is highest and best for you in this moment. Even if the decision is to just let this rest until you have space for it, until you have room to process the emotions affiliated and make your judgment based on whatever is most aligned for you with that situation. You can also bring your hands to heart center. The most powerful frequency in the human body emanates from heart center. You can shift your focus to something that releases that anxiety, whether it's focusing on a loved one, just for now, just for these few moments, just to take the edge off. You can focus on a favorite activity, a favorite place to be, a favorite experience. As I've done here, you can also use a fragrance that is pleasing to you to help to shift that focus, to help your mind begin to move out of that space of fretfulness and anxiety. If it would help you, you're welcome to gently tap the K27 points as well. These are located about an inch below the joining of the collarbones, right in the center of the chest, and about roughly 2 inches out to the side on either side. So right below the collarbones, about an inch below the collarbones meeting together, and about 2 inches further out to the side. And just tap those points gently, allowing that rhythmic tapping, very, very gentle movement to begin to allow the nervous system to reset so that you can focus. Allow your body to move beyond the anxiety, while at the same time honoring the expression of the anxiety, thanking your body and your mind and your emotions for this experience because it's trying to communicate with you. Thank your body for letting you know something maybe isn't right for whatever reason. Thank you, body and mind and emotions, for making me aware of what needs to change. Thank you, body, mind, and emotions, for supporting me in this way and helping me to be more familiar with myself, maybe where I need to have firmer boundaries, letting me know that I need support in this moment. Just notice any changes. Notice any changes to your thoughts from now versus when we started. It's okay if the change is small to begin with. You can sit in this space for as long as you need. There's no judgment here. Just allow yourself to be. You are okay exactly as you are, even in these experiences that don't feel good. I am so proud of you. You've shown up for yourself in a big way, even when it's hard. That's very courageous. Let's take a few more deep, slow breaths. Just allowing the last of that tension in your body to release. Choosing to allow space to see beyond that which makes us anxious, upset, or concerned. Holding space for peace and resolution and clarity of mind. As feels aligned, you can begin to bring some movement into the fingers and toes. Stretch or move in a way that feels good to you. Allow those eyes to flutter open and come back into this space and this time. Welcome back. I am so proud of you for choosing to sit with yourself in these moments of anxiety. I know that was hard. Believe me, I've done it too. It is not pleasant. It's not fun, but it's really interesting to observe the changes in our bodies as we, instead of trying to avoid that which makes us anxious, kind of lean into it a little bit. Allow that experience space to kind of work its way through our system without becoming overwhelming. Please do support yourself moving forward by drinking plenty of water, being kind to yourself, getting some extra rest, maybe go outside for a little bit as feels aligned for you, get out in nature, and just really support yourself in the coming days, hours, and days as you move forward in releasing this anxious kind of moment. And do return to this as often as you need. Remember to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell to stay up to date on all kinds of amazing content just like this. Comment below, let me know what you loved, let me know what you need. I definitely want to make sure that we are supporting each other in getting those needs met and building a community of supporters that will show up and be with you even in these moments that things don't feel good. Also, sharing is caring. If you know someone in your universe that might be struggling a little bit with anxiety or anything else, share these videos with them so that they can feel as supported as you do through these experiences. I'm so proud of you again. You did such a brave thing today, showing up for yourself, even when it's hard. You are so worthy and so amazing and so wonderful, in case no one's told you lately. Thank you with glitter on it for hanging out with me today, and I hope that you have a sparkly rest of your day.